Hey son, do you want to become a man you respect? Admit your mistake instead of blaming your dad. It's your fault, dad. Say, Dad, I'm sorry I woke up late today because I forgot to turn on or to set that alarm clock. Don't worry, I'll do it next time. Instead of saying, It's your fault, Dad. You didn't wake me up. Look at look at me. I'm late for my football match. Admitting your mistake matters because you want to be accountable. You want your dad to feel respected. You want your brother to admit his own mistakes too, since he's watching you, and your friends. You want them to perceive you as, wow, Emmanuel is such a mature person. Now, what happens when you tell your dad, hey, it's your fault? First, you become unreliable, irresponsible, because you believe, no, it's not my fault. It's my dad's fault. It's his responsibility. So you're making him feel less important, and your dad may think, wow, Emmanuel only thinks everything is my responsible. Waking him up is my responsibility. Since your brother is watching you, you are teaching him to blame your dad too when he makes mistake. Bec- because he might think maybe blaming dad is okay. If my brother is doing it, maybe I can blame my dad too. And your friends might see you as mean friend, and they might think, wow, that's how Emmanuel treats his dad. Maybe if he can blame his dad, how much us he could blame us when we make mistakes too. Son, you ruin your relationship with your dad, you ruin your trust with your friends, and how would you feel if your dad tells you, Emmanuel, it's your freaking fault? Seriously, son, how would you feel if your dad tells you it's your fault? Now, what happens when you are admitting your mistakes? You become accountable because you own your own mistake, because you believe waking up at 6 a.m., setting that alarm clock, it's my responsibility, not dad's. And you're making him feel, wow, you're making your dad feel proud, and he might think, wow, my son is owning, is admitting his own mistake instead of blaming everything to me. And since your brother is still watching you at home, you're influencing him to admit his own mistakes too, because he might think, oh, my brother is admitting his own mistakes. How brave. Maybe I can do it too. And your friends, they see you as reliable friend. And they might think, wow, Emmanuel admits his mistake. He is someone I can trust. And maybe we can admit our mistakes too and apply it our own home. So you build a good relationship with your dad, good connection with your friends, and you are a good example to your brother. And how would you feel when your dad admits his mistake? Yeah, proud. Now, since you are now aware, telling your dad it's your fault is a bad behavior, and also you are now aware admitting your own mistake is the right thing to do. So, your challenge today is admit your own mistakes instead of blaming your dad. Question: what if you told your dad, it's your fault, dad? Ouch. First of all, forgive yourself, son, because you didn't know blaming your dad was a bad behavior. You didn't know you make him feel hurt. And maybe that time you were really frustrated because you were going to late if you don't. I mean, you were frustrated because you were going to be late since you wake up late, right? And that frustration was valid. And remember, the problem is not you. The problem was the bad behavior, which is blaming your dad, telling him it's his fault. So you are not the problem. You are a human being who's trying his best to be a good boy. And one thing you can do is apologize to your dad. Say, Dad, I'm sorry for making you feel disrespected when I blamed you for not waking me up. Apologize to your brother. Say, Emmanuel II, I'm sorry for being a bad example for you. Same thing with your friends. Sorry for breaking your trust. I'll make it up to you guys. And when you repeat, when you blame your dad again, ask yourself, do I want my dad? Do I want to hurt my dad? Oops, what's that? Again, do I really want to hurt my dad? If not, admit your mistake, take a pause, think before you think. Think before you speak. And it's okay to feel angry. yeah, it's okay. And feel it. And sometimes the best thing to do is to say whatever. I mean, when you feel angry and it's so easy to blame your dad. Yeah. One thing you can do is whatever. I may feel angry, so what? It's valid. And you're probably thinking right now, but dad, I feel shy to admit my mistake. That's weird. That's not man do, son. Admitting your own mistake feels shy at the beginning, and that's valid. I understand that, and yeah, you can do it. If you feel shy to admit your mistake, whatever, just admit it. And what if you admit your mistakes before? I mean, good job. Thank you for admitting your own mistake and keep doing it. You are on the right track because the more you do it, you become more responsible for your own mistakes. Keep it up. And thank you for choosing to admit your own mistake instead of telling me it's your fault, Emmanuel Senior. And that's it for today's episode. And let me share you good stories. There are many good stories happened today. Let me start with Aven, my student last night. I was asking him his daily routines, and he told me his days are scheduled: 4:30 writing class, 1 p.m. ping pong class, 9 p.m. English class. I mean, I am proud for his parents. And second story is my sister just got home from Manila, and yay. And that's it. Thank you for listening to my stories today. And today is a great day. Why? Because we had podcast today, son. And that's how I measure how successful my day is when we had podcast 50% and 50% for my writing. See you tomorrow at 9 a.m.